Hello, hi guys, welcome back to One Man's Junk. Alright folks, so I hope you had an opportunity to view my recent ZoloCon 2020 special. We actually filmed while we were buying and selling at the convention, so it's well worth checking out, especially if you didn't get an opportunity to attend. But in today's episode, we are right here, we're back in the junkyard, and we're gonna go over and I'm gonna show you my favorite and my best finds from the weekend. But just before we do that, I do have something really cool I'd like to show you. Hot off the press, it is none other than the very first official One Man's Junk t-shirt. So I'm currently working on getting a few more of these made up, maybe with some different designs, and I'm hoping to hold a few competitions or raffles to offer you guys all the opportunity to win one. If you'd like to own one, of course, just write me or attend my next Toy Con and I'm sure to have some extra. Alright, and here we have Mummified Skeletor and Terrorwolf. So these guys here are actually original sculpts that were released in the Masters of the Universe style by Super7. Super7 released them because they actually released a brand new animated cartoon using the original cells from the series, and it was even voiced by the original voice of Skeletor, Alan Oppenheimer. Now unfortunately I haven't seen this cartoon yet, and even worse, when they first came out I didn't think much of these figures, so I've had to buy them in the secondary market when I see them, which of course those of you who know will mean that the price is going up considerably. They're actually becoming very collectible and very hard to come by. So imagine how happy I was when I was at ZoloCon and I managed to find one of the ones I needed, Terra Jaguar. Even better, the bubble has come off, so I don't have to rip it open and feel bad about it, and I have a lovely loose Terra Jaguar, mint condition of course, and I even found the Terrabat. So again, same problem, the bubble lifts up. To be honest with you, I don't really consider this a problem because I much prefer having them loose and mint. So for me this is just an added bonus. I have to admit, I think this is a really cool series and I would highly recommend picking them up if you have an opportunity to do so, because they really are growing in value. This little sucker here was a $30 figure. He is now becoming a $50 to $60 figure. So like I said, if you see him, snap it up. I picked up this guy, yes. So this is Hero. You'll see here again, it's Masters of the Universe style card, imaging, art. This of course is from Super7. The story behind this is actually an unproduced Masters of the Universe figure. So he was meant to come out along with the dinosaurs and the Titus and Megator giants that were released at the late end of the series, but unfortunately did not make it, was not produced at all. Luckily Super7 have come in and they've taken the old catalog photos and they've produced these figures. But as I said, this one here, the card is beat up and the bubble is lifting, so we're going to just go right ahead and open it. As I said, I'm really excited to open up this Masters of the Universe figure, just because I don't feel guilty about it in the slightest. As I said, the bubble is lifted, the card was bent, and oh my goodness, what a beauty this is. Wow. Guys, this is a great figure. Wow, this is so well made. I love it. This is going straight on the shelf, straight in with the Masters of the Universe collection. It comes with this little comic too, folks. This is really cool. Gives you like a history of the development of the character and the toy, and it even includes a photo of that Mattel catalog that had the prototype, which, as I mentioned, was never released. And keeping in with the Masters of the Universe Super 7 revival, I have something that I'm dying to show off. It's something that as soon as it was released, I seen it and I fell in love with it, and I was really hoping to find one because I don't really like ordering ahead of time. Here's a little clue. It's from my favorite movie. Guys, have a look at this. This is gorgeous. This is the God Skeletor. This is from the Masters Universe movie, and it's from the end scene when, of course, Skeletor is fighting with He-Man in a battle of life or death. It is the first time they've ever made a figure or any kind of toy from that scene, and I gotta tell you, it's incredible. The detail is incredible. It's just really made really well. Welcome back to action figure identification. Okay, so let's start you off with this one. This is a nice little theme mystery accessory pile. So they may look like they all belong to the same line, but it's kind of a little trick. So you may first of all notice the gold scarab. Well, that of course was packaged with Mattel Aladdin. That's actually a really cool piece because it's actually a working compass. So that is really cool. You're gonna see these two fellas here. So these two guys actually belong to the Supernaturals line. So that would be the ones with the hologram on the chest, and these are the clip-ons. And that just leaves these 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces here. Those actually all belong from the same line. They're from Kenner, and that is actually Mummies Alive. So we'll show you all 3, or here's a kind of obscure one. So this is a great little pickup. Doesn't look like much. It's a backpack, and we'll flip them over. You see it clips in, and it's got these 2 long cables. So this backpack here is actually from Street Sharks. Here's a nice, silly, interesting one. Doesn't look like much, and it's really not that much, but it is pretty cool because it was packaged with Cap Toys Fetch Armstrong. All right, here's a great little trio. So here's ones you really don't see too often. Now the line itself is not terribly rare or terribly valuable, but it is pretty hard to track down these pieces for some reason. So these were packaged with Hasbro, and it is in fact the Cowboys of Moo Mesa. Here's a cool little interesting piece. So it may look familiar, except the colors are throwing you. Well, I can tell you that this was in fact the one that was packaged with the mask, and that would be the mask, Jim Carrey mask. I believe it was the wolf figure. But what's really interesting about this is it's actually, again, a Kenner reused mold, and this was originally packaged with Police Academy, but again, it was a different color. All right, now this is a lovely little lineup. Most of you are probably familiar with it. I'm sure you're aware. I have a little Toxic Crusader obsession, and this is my Toxic Crusader accessory haul. You're going to see there's the pink skateboards here, or should I say surfboards. They were packaged, of course, with Headbanger. The yellow accessories there were packaged with Junkyard. And these here would be the glow-in-the-dark accessories. Some of them came with, of course, Dr. Killmoth, and we've got some of the more special ones that were in the little package. Now, you may have noticed my obvious plant here, this glow-in-the-dark belt. Well, I can tell you that's not Toxic Crusaders at all. It's actually Marvel Toy Biz. So we'll chuck it. But definitely the best find from this bunch here has to be... Yes, look at the size of that. That is one of Toxie's little grenades. All right, these are so cool. I've actually been hunting one of these down for quite a while. So we've got this one here. That is the Rock and Roll Ninja Turtles. So is this one, but this one's really good. I've been looking for one of these for a while for my shelf. That is in fact Bill and Ted Kenner, and that is one of the guitars that was packaged with Ted. Great find. All right, and finally guys, have a look at this little piece of black plastic. So it is small, non-distinct, no markings. I found it in a bin of Ninja Turtles, and just to give you an idea of the size, yep, it's tiny. Luckily, I know what it is. It is the back strap that holds this mask in place. So that's a great little find, and in case you're wondering, that is the mask for Ninja Turtles Undercover Don. It's that time again, guys. It's time for Finds of the Day. How about this guy here? So this here is a Captain Planet pencil and pencil topper, and this perfectly encapsulates why I hated Captain Planet when I was a kid. Because here we have some guy who's lecturing us kids about how to recycle and how we have to take care of the environment, while they're making money cutting down trees to make pencils, and they're using plastic to make pencil toppers. And if they're really environmentally conscious, this would have been carved out of a second-hand piece of wood, and it would have been a quiver or a feather instead. So, we're on to you, Captain Planet. Alright guys, so of course we were at ZoloCon. This is finds of the day. What do you think I picked up? Yes, I got some Realms of the Underworld figures for my Remco collection. Guys, look at these stunners here. What a treat. So this would be a vintage gecko, a modern recast, and he's all translucent. Of course, he's marked Zolo World. So this one's based upon the Remco Conan Devourer of Souls. But what's really cool about this one is the original, the helmet is non-removable. This one it is, and it's got another skull head underneath. So an absolute beauty of a figure from Zolo World, Realms of the Underworld. What else would you expect? We got one more though. Look at that. What a peach. That is Craven again, Remco Warrior Beast, but he's got the modern recast in colors. Just what a great figure. Now, in case you're wondering, what are the names of these characters? Well, I did mention they had a new book and I bought it. Have a look at that. It is the brand new Realms of the Underworld guide. So that means no longer having to go through eBay or sold listings or Google searches. I can just look it up here. And a great example would be this chap here. Here we go. That is none other than Acromancer, the Harbinger of Havoc. So definitely a great little pickup here from the ZoloCon convention. Alright, and my favorite pickup has to be this one. I want to give a huge thank you to Doomkick and his genius creation of Tuoj, the exciting world of Jaldon. So I was very busy, but I still managed to quickly sneak in, see Jesse, we did a little chat, and I picked up this beauty here. Wow, this is Prince Algor. Of course, the body comes from Zolo World, with conjunction, of course, with Tuoj, to bring you this. What a peach. It is a translucent Prince Algor. Now, you may remember I have the green Prince Algor. We'll have a side-by-side comparison in a second. But this here, look at that. 3 of 3. There was only 3. I could be mistaken, but I think this was a prototype. So proud to add this to my collection, especially after meeting Jesse. What a great guy. And if that wasn't good enough, I even have some literature. So I will be checking this out here when I have a spare moment. I'm going to read up on the Tuoj lore. That's going to be exciting. And have a look at this, guys. Wow. Try and look through that without dribbling. Holy moly. Guys, the artwork in this is insane. The colors pop. And the figures look so cool. Looks like I'm going to be ringing up Doomcake and seeing if he has any of these figures available for me. Alright folks, so I hope you enjoyed these little ZoloCon specials here. I certainly did. Hands down one of my favorite conventions of the year. It was a pleasure to see you again there, and if we haven't already met, well, it was nice to meet you. By all means, if you have any questions about action figures or action figure accessory identification, feel free to write me. As always, thanks again. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks. Bye now.